That giant gray ball hanging from a tree may look harmless from a distance, but inside this structure could be hundreds, even thousands of bald-faced hornets ready to protect their colony. Today we're opening up the door to North America's most offensive insect, the bald-faced hornet. We're going to show you what's inside this bald-faced hornet nest, the colony, how it works, and why trying to remove this nest by yourself without protection could be extremely harmful. So what is a bald-faced hornet exactly? Well, first, let's clear up the most common misconception. The bald-faced hornet is actually a type of wasp and not a hornet at all. They're easily recognizable by their black bodies, white markings along their face and abdomen, and these guys will typically create a nest above ground or on the exterior of a structure, not in any wall void, hiding spot, or entry point. Now, unlike the typical wasp, the bald-faced hornet actually builds aerial nests. And what does this mean? This means these nests I've personally seen in trees, shrubs, underhangs of homes, soffits, and sidings, right on the structure or beside a window, on a balcony in an apartment. They're going to be exterior nests, whereas a typical wasp may have underground hives or colonies. You might see them slipping into a crack or crevice along the home. These guys will have aerial exterior nests. Inside this paper structure is actually a very organized colony in a tiered structure. The outside layer, which we've already removed, protects the inside from weather and predators. Inside, you'll find multiple layers of comb, hundreds of individual cells, developing larvae, worker hornets, and ultimately a queen for the colony. Once these larvae develop into a true hornet, they'll help aid in the building, the protection, and ultimately searching for food for the colony. There's one queen inside here that they want to protect to ensure the next generations and future generations of this species. The bald-faced hornet is extremely protective, and that's for one simple reason. The nest represents everything, all the effort, time, energy spent to expand this colony. They want to make sure it thrives and survives. A homeowner should never shake, approach, or spray a bald-faced hornet nest. Even when I'm completing on-site inspections, I will wear protective equipment, even approaching or getting anywhere near a bald-faced hornet nest. A nice quiet location can quickly turn into a defensive area where they're on high alert and they have to attack. Worker bees will go attack, create an alarm where other workers will help aid in the protection of the colony against you. Now take a look at this 3D printed nest we have here. Now this nest is early stage. It's only 6 inches big. Now the most common mistake that homeowners make is that they don't actually notice the nest when it's this size until it becomes much larger. You may be inspecting a 2-story home. This might be up in the peak of the house, attached to a window, very difficult to see until this nest expands in size. Most homeowners, when they do notice they have an issue, it's only once the nest has reached its full potential. You have hundreds, even thousands of hornets collaborating together to protect this colony. Now, once a nest gets this big, it makes treatment slightly more difficult. It's a more aggressive situation where more threat presence. And as a homeowner, it's safety concern having pets, young children, anywhere near or around the property when you have something of this size. Now, the most common signs to look for are obviously these large paper nests. You may see increased hornet activity swarming or buzzing in one particular area. Take a look under all your eaves, your structures, windows, anywhere these guys can find harborage, protection from the elements and predators. The smaller the nest is, the earlier it's identified, the easier and safer it is to manage. Now, when professionals approach a bald-faced hornet nest, the process starts with protection. Before I begin any bald-faced hornet nest treatment, the process always starts with protection. Here I have some bite-proof gloves, and I'm covered with a protective suit, as these are the most aggressive insect in North America. On the start of inspection, I'm taking a look at a variety of things: accessibility, activity level, any threat to people or pets before I start the removal or treatment of the nest itself. The ultimate goal is to remove the nest with as little disruption as possible. We want to chemically treat the nest and physically remove all components associated to the nest. This ultimately helps with treatment, elimination of the colony, and it clears up any confusion to anybody that doesn't realize what's happening with the nest itself. This could be pedestrians, people close by, businesses, schools, etc. They need to know this nest has been removed for good. Leaving any components behind may seem like a threat is still possible with the treatment. And ultimately, the most critical thing is safe removal for everybody with as little disruption to the colony, people, businesses, pets, anywhere in close proximity to the threat of the bald-faced hornet nest. Now, a bald-faced hornet is one of nature's most impressive structures, but impressive doesn't mean safe. If you spot a bald-faced hornet nest on your property, do not approach. Maintain your distance for safety, and call a professional like myself to assist with safe removal, guaranteed. I'm Trapper Tony with Pest Protection Plus, and as always, if you found this video helpful to help identify bald-faced hornet nest on your property and safety tips associated with safe removal, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.